welcome to this week's episode of The Choir of Elements. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please check out our social links, which we've just pinged in chat, including our Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, where you can find all of our show information and other things. Also, in the Discord, you can find where we chat about this show after the show, so go and check that out. Hey, Neo Garby, welcome. Also, check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by The Deck of Many. They make The Deck of Many things, and also The Deck of Many animated spell slot. The Deck of Many animated spell cards, reference cards for 5e, which cast magic as you cast the cards. Also, check out Mageham Press, our long-standing sponsor, who make expansions for 5e, including Argo 37, which you can see on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where we play D&D in space. Also, check out our tweet. Please retweet the tweet and let your friends know where you are and what you're watching, and bring them on in to come and have a good old time with us. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. We'll start with our wonderful DM, Danielle at Rye Racontor.
Hello, I'm Danielle, also known as at Rye Racontor, and I will be your lovely, lovely DM today. Yeah, thank you, Scrat, for posting links to me in the chat. But that's all I'm really going to say about myself, because the focus is on my lovely, wonderful players today, as always. And we'll go around starting with CJ.
Hi, I am CJ. I play Oxy the Fighter. You can find me Twitter, of course, and you can find me on Twitch at times. What have I been working on lately? I actually work in games now. Woo! So you can catch me on social media pumping up a great game I love. Beyond that, yeah, talk to me on Twitter. I love doing that shit.
Me too. Next up is Holly.
Well, hi, I'm Holly. I'm Sagophilia, here every Tuesday nights on Twitter when I remember it exists. Today I'm playing Decadence of the Crystalline Cove, a very proper dragonborn paladin who is absolutely a professional wooer. I know everything there is to know about love, and I definitely didn't get drunk last episode and reveal a bunch of secrets in the Twitter or Discord.
Yeah, we'll get to that in approximately 1 minute. But next up is Ren.
I'm Ren. I'm Atomic Firebird on the Twitter land. That's what I do. I'm there a lot. I am playing Detective Cassandra, who tries to be very proper, but generally is a little bit frazzled. Yeah, that's really it.
And Scrat, who are you playing today?
Burback Lelorialian. I'm very pleased to be here. I think I've been quite good, really, since we got to the plane of air. I've been quite responsible, taking everyone else for a bit of morale building, as team building, that is. That's official.
I guess it's team. Is it team building if you left someone at the inn?
We asked if she wanted to come along.
I needed sleep. It was important.
That's. I think that's team building. We made sure that she got her sleep.
And if you don't have buy-in from all your team members, then no team building will be built, will it?
All right.
Everyone's always trying to make me the leader. So, a good leader will sometimes bow out of a situation so that the team can bond without the prying eye of the leader.
Okay.
Oh, so you admit that you're the leader then?
No!
Admitted.
Just wait till you see how responsible we've been without our leader.
Yes, so quick recap. Last time you were on the airship still en route to Akka when you were attacked by a djinn on a rock, which is not a rock in the sense of a gray inanimate object, but a rock in the sense of a very, 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 very large and dangerous bird. And the rock came pretty darn close to destroying the airship you were on before the team was able to bring it down. The djinn got away, so you're not really sure what's happened to them yet. But the four of you did manage to make it the rest of the way to Akka, which, as we have discovered, is definitely Cadence's happy place, since it is a very clean, pristine city. You talked briefly with the tourism board lady at the docks, signed her guest book. Very nice and polite of you. Went to the Gruntled Cat, the inn she recommended, and got some rooms. And at that point, 3 of you went out for a night on the town with some interesting drinking, learning the local traditions and the local brews and liqueurs, while Cassandra stayed in for the evening to read some books and drink a glass of wine. And we had just gotten to the part last session where you were all getting ready to share sloppy secrets, which I believe only Cadence did in the Discord. So, I don't know, Holly, if you want to recap those secrets that you've shared with Oxy and Burback, or if anyone else has drunk secrets that they would like to let loose into the world.
I mean, honestly, if you want to know all of my dark and drunk secrets, you should just join our Discord.
I'm going back to look them up right now.
If you want me to, I can try to be very drunk and British and recite the secrets that I told.
Go for it.
Let me look them up also, because I don't have that open right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
They're real precious, and I think they need to be shared.
All right.
Yeah,
Love
totally.
yourself a hatchling.
Yes, please.
Right, so secret time. Did you know that when I was a hatchling, I was actually tragically hoardy? I used to collect tons of stones and just polish them and freeze them until they shine like gems. So no, it was actually
Oh,
my
no.
brother who was supposed to come out here and help my mistress, get treasure and adventure and all that. Well, he got married instead and is just useless with a sword. Wonderful brother, absolutely delightful. But gambled something fierce and couldn't smack the broadside of Bahamut with a branch. Look, I know I'm righteous and brave and all, but I actually very deeply, I'm actually quite worried that something bad will happen to the. How many are there? 4? Maybe I'm seeing double. Anyway, that something bad will happen to you on a scheme thing. So of course I'll always go. I'll stomp on anyone who tries to hurt you, make him into toe jelly. And I detest toe jellies.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Those are my secrets.
I actually know how to make heart hands. This is the first time I'm trying.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it's just, yep. Those are wonderful.
I only have the one secret, really, that I'm quite ashamed of. Before I became an adventurer, I was trained as an accountant. So I know about swindling people. Dead easy when you know the rules, really. Only break them where you need to.
So did you get fired for swindling, or was it sort of a choice to swindle on a grander scale abroad?
Well, no, you don't really swindle, really, as an accountant. What you do is you just move numbers around so that people don't look at it. Like, oh, we've put a lot in the expense account this season. Let's put some across into the, I don't know, the whatever other account you've got, really.
Oh, so you didn't account it into your pockets?
No, I didn't embezzle. No, I didn't realize really until I quit accounting how useful it would be adventuring. I went along as a scout, and I saw some opportunities, and I took them.
Well, what about you, Oxy? You have to have some secrets.
Hey, let's be fair. The only secret I really have, you already all know.
But no, you have to have something something. Like maybe at some point you got like a really detestable like cold, and now you, I don't know, can't stand the taste of cheese or something. I don't know.
Oh, that would be a terrible secret if I couldn't stand the taste of cheese. But I mean, there's always someone who does stand the taste of cheese, so usually can be hidden pretty well. But like, I suppose the secret uh could be that we make the jokes about family stuff kind of thing all the time, like the mom stuff. But the dad was actually pretty good. Dad, we don't joke about him because he taught us to do this.
Oh, did you have like uncles and stuff that helped him out?
Oh yeah, no, exactly. They used to run all the way through. There was what was it? They went by Ari.
Oh, that is so cool. So it's like some sort of family tradition.
Exactly. See, I'm just keeping the family going. Just keep.
That's so honorable, Oxy.
Thank you. Gotta have one of those kind of things. I mean, just because we do the fun scheme stuff doesn't mean I don't have good moments for that. Come on now.
No, of course, I would never say that. Although, you know, I think honestly, your schemes, I don't want to label them as mine, God knows. But your schemes have gotten very much gooder over the couple of last times, I think.
That's the Burback influence. Or, well, maybe it's the practicals from us before, but that's the Burback influence.
I mean, I can't take all the credit, really. I mean, I actually, you know, it could have all been different, you know. When I first quit accounting, I went and took a job on one of the ships that I did accountants for. I did work down the docks, I did. And, there was, you know, a man with a peg leg telling me I'd find some treasure.
That you could count on it?
No, I didn't believe him.
He's trying to pull your leg.
That's what I figured. I pegged him early on.
Yeah, well, I would too.
Anyway, I managed to, you know, con them into letting me borrow the boat for a little expedition. We ended up making a great profit.
So you miss it?
What's that?
Sailing on, you know, water boats, not fire sky boats.
I'll let you in on another little secret. All right, although this stays between the 3, 4.
However many of us there are, it doesn't matter.
Five of us.
5 of us.
5 of us.
Mm.
I miss the boat. I bought with them profits my very own ship, and I tell you what, the sea, freedom it is. Go anywhere.
So if you had to choose, now you get one boat, would you put it in the sky or on the sea?
Ooh.
Why not both?
Because you have to pick one.
But why? Now I know that boats can fly. All I need to do is just strap a balloon to the bloody thing.
A specific type of balloon. It's gotta, you know, float.
I think you're just full of hot air.
What? So no. What if you put balloons on the sides of it, and if you want it to be like in the water, you put it normal air into it. But if you want it to float, you put like floaty air into it.
Floaty air?
I don't know, like the stuff that there was in the other balloon. It's probably magic air, right?
I don't know.
I mean, we were in the fire plane. It was pretty hellish there. Perhaps it's helium.
Oh, maybe. Do they make something called helium?
I don't know, honestly.
It would certainly be very noble of them to do so.
All right, I have one last secret. So
Okay.
you know how I'm always doing like the prestidigitation nonsense with everything. I mean, surely you've noticed it once or twice.
I think I've just realized another secret.
So there's I have something that each of you has touched that I've never prestidigitated, just in case I need to find you. In case you get into trouble. But I don't have that for Cassandra anymore because she let that person just bugger off with my parasol. So I need to find something new.
I tell you what, I'm very light-fingered. When we go back, I'll just pinch something from her. She'll never know. Like a sock or something. People are always missing socks. She'll never know.
We'll figure something
somewhere
out.
back in the hotel room, I'm sitting here and I'm like reading, and I've got my wine glass. And I'm just like,
You're just like, Burback is concocting a scheme.
going somewhere.
It involves me.
I have
Isn't, like,
another
a sock is
secret.
gross. Tell me. I want to know.
Cadence. You know how you like to keep everything clean? Sometimes I deliberately make things dirty for you.
No! Why would you do that?
Do you know your wall on the ship? That was me.
Why would you do that, Burback?
You love cleaning things so much. You
Oh,
get bored
God.
otherwise. I'm surprised this place isn't your own personal hell.
It's great because now I can focus on other things like organization.
Oh. I've realized another
Okay.
secret. Cadence, I've been prestidigitating everything dirty in the city since we got here.
I noticed your boots were very difficult to clean.
I know, but I thought I was making it more fun.
It is pretty fun. But you can also organize things, and then you can figure out like where each of the little like worlds in the wood are in a room, and then you can sort of like draw a picture between them in your head. Well, you don't normally do that.
I mean, if we do, it's usually about a getaway plan.
I know, it's just there's patterns everywhere. You just have to
What?
look hard enough at it.
Look, I personally am of that belief that there's, no greater plan to any of this. It all just happens by accident. So what's the point of being organized?
What's the point? It's organization. Everything's neat and tidy and everything has its space. And then that leaves more space for all of the chaos to happen
Alright.
if all of the contained things are contained.
So, here's my point, right? Way back, when I worked as an accountant, I worked with this man. Matthew, his name was. Anyway, he loved numbers, Matthew. That's why he was an accountant. Loved numbers. And he was always talking about pi as well. I don't know what pi had to do with numbers, but he was always talking about it. Anyway, essentially, he was talking about this number that was made of chaos. Went on and on and on forever it did, this number. And every single number cropped up randomly, like absolute chaos. Anyway, what he said was, if you took this number, right, and you put it in, like, I don't know, any length column, any length you like, really, longer the better. Let's say 1,000 numbers long, right? And then you did the next line and the next line and the next line. It went on forever. He said, since it goes on for an infinite number of lines, right, then at some point in those lines, everything you've ever seen must be produced at some point in numbers. You know how sometimes you can see a picture in, like, words, numbers and things? Like that, yes? So somewhere in this great big number, there's a picture of all our faces. And that is why you shouldn't organize your bookcase.
Oh, is this one of those
Is
theories,
this-
like the infinite gelatinous cubes theory, where if you put them all in a room and let them bounce around, eventually every spatter will spell a word?
Exactly that. Chaos breeds better organization than organization.
Yeah, but that requires infinite chaos, and We don't have infinite chaos.
We have room for Burback. I think that's pretty much infinite chaos.
Fair. I think bed. I think it's time for bed.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
We can't go
What?
all night like this, right?
Why not?
Drinking, as we are,
Oh.
without paying a visit to Cassandra at the end of the night. We gotta go and check she's alright.
Well, is this someone boarding? Wait, yeah. Wait a minute. You said something about you and Cassandra pick who has to put up with who. We never got to the who has to, yeah, right?
Don't think you avoided that with all of your secrets nonsense,
no.
Cadence. We've remembered. We have.
I only tell my own secrets. I can't tell a secret I share with someone else. It would be unconscionable.
Then the question comes to mind: who has to board with who? Because then clearly one of you has to deal with one of us. So
Well-
whoever you end up you boarding with, apparently is one we deal with.
I think we should all just crash in Cassandra's room and let her know that we're all fine and we didn't have any schemes, and then just have a little sleepover party.
And I'll pinch her sock.
Maybe something slightly more sanitary, like a coin or...
A coin? Surely you can't use a coin, can you? I mean, look at them. They've been in so many hands. Filthy
That's
they
true.
are.
Alright, so something not socky, like...
Well, look, I can't steal her blouse. She'll notice.
No, I wouldn't... No, I'm not suggesting that.
What
Just-
about a ribbon or something like that?
Shoelace?
It's been all over the ground. Alright, I'll make do
Look,
with the shoelace.
I'm telling. Look, if this was a consultation, right? I would say to you that the sock is your best bet because everyone loses socks all the time, and no one really cares. And you should, you can No, wait, you're not going to prestidigitate it, are you?
No,
You
I'm
could
not.
just ask her for something that she won't miss. Maybe just ask her for something she won't miss. Like, okay. Look, we could easily between the
Look,
four of us.
Swap for the
Get
fun
something-
one. Swap for the fun one.
Ugh. No.
Look, let's just head back, and maybe
had
the
their turn.
opportunity will present itself in a not sock form.
Yeah, all frickin' day to be out on the frickin' boat. I get a chance now.
All right. Whose round is it anyway?
I think it's fine. We'll tally it up. We'll close it out. I will head back.
So they do to-go cups. We could drink it on the way. Wait, do you do to-go cups? Is this Dragon Door friendly?
Fortunately for you, Aka.
Perfect.
And I guess off we go bug Cassandra.
And I think we established last time that you all waited until the bars closed at like 2 or 3 a.m. And then you drank a little bit more, and then so by the time you're actually headed home to Cassandra, it is now a good, it's the dark hours of the morning when most people are asleep at this point.
Perfect. Who wants to knock on her door?
Hang on a minute. I'll see if she's up first. Pick the lock.
I imagine you're like, I'll see if she's up first, and the rest of us are just like standing there, like doing the look, and you're just like,
yeah, Burback, if you want to try to pick the hotel's lock, go for it.
Sleight of hand disadvantage?
Yeah, for sure.
Also, we should be
Lord.
stealthy.
So that will not be enough. with your disadvantage.
Are you trying to be quiet about it?
That's a good question. Are you?
Stealth with disadvantage.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. I'm being very quiet. Not waking anyone up.
I really love that natural one for Cadence.
It's like Dragonborn shoulders hitting the walls as I'm walking down in my big armor.
So, Cassandra, I have a question for you. Are you
Yeah.
asleep at this point?
Yes, Cassandra is not only asleep, but Cassandra has her hair in rollers and, like, you know, the cap on and like fluffy bloomers, like the whole Victorian lady nighttime routine.
Okay.
Look, I can't. I've picked one of the locks, but the other three are stuck tight.
You could try knocking.
Your turn.
It's my turn to knock.
Yes.
I mean,
Think about it. Oxy settled the round. I tried to pick the lock. Now it's your turn to knock. It even rhymes.
So I'm gonna knock with force.
And we're gonna take a sock. We fought a rock. Oh my god, it's all connected.
All right. Yeah, you knock quite effectively on the door. Cassandra, a question. Are you a light sleeper or a heavy sleeper?
Odds, heavy, evens, light. 3, heavy.
Okay. So in that case, if you're asleep, you probably sleep right through Burback trying to pick the lock on your door. He still manages, even in his inebriated state, to be pretty quiet about it, even though he was not successful in the end. But even for a heavy sleeper, it is hard to sleep through a very tall, strong paladin dragonborn just slamming her fist on your bedroom door. Probably sounds a bit like thunder.
Alright, so what you all hear from the other side of the door is like the clinking of a glass and a thumping. What? Who is it?
Cassandra!
Oh. What?
I have a question for you.
Dying.
No, we're not dying. No, it's a question about. They want
Go
to
back in
know.
jail.
No. Everyone is. Look, can we just come in for just a second?
If Never's dying, and Babak's not in jail, and Oxy's not decapitated or something, then I love you, Decadence, but go away.
Well, I get to sleep with all of them then.
Wait, what?
Well, we only have 2 rooms, right?
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Come in. What do you want?
And I imagine that Cadence is like talking, pressed up against the door, and when the door opens, falls in.
So Cassandra is in the bed with all the accoutrements, and then just like the sheet is like, oh, what's the problem? Who was going to stay in here tonight, by the way? The bed's free. Are you all?
All of us, I think. Hello.
Well, maybe all of us. We were actually asking because Cadence had mentioned earlier about something about the two of you have to like take turns. Who gets stuck with who about the taking turns?
Well, we take turns being the one. Wait, what? No.
Hey, wait.
A loud snore emits from the floor.
Look, I can't drag her by myself, alright? And she's blocking the door.
All right, a pillow smacks Burback in the head as Cassandra rolls back over.
What on earth was that for?
I mean,
Go to
Fine.
sleep. Do you know how late it is?
we'll take the room to ourselves then. Good night. We still have a sober walker.
Throw the pillow back. Oh, damn, I should have kept it. Could have had an extra one.
So, Cadence is asleep on the floor near me, and I'm asleep on the bed. And you exited the room, both of you?
Oxy did.
Awesome.
I have a sober walker.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Burbank, what are you doing?
I don't know. Seems a shame to go to bed now. I imagine the bakeries are just about opening.
Not quite. You got like another hour probably before they're actually open for business.
That's not gonna stop her.
Oh no.
I mean, open for business and people in there are two totally different things.
That is accurate.
We're in the plane of air.
Yes. Yeah.
I bet their milk floats actually float. You know the carts that carry the milk. I don't know why they're called floats.
Oh, those. What?
Don't you call them milk floats where you're from? Look, the milk floats where they float, you know. But they don't float.
No.
They just go along the street making like a strange whirring noise, like the axle doesn't work properly or something.
No. You know what? One moment. There's like shuffling, adjustment, head pops up. Okay. What?
Look, we should go and fly. I'm not sure if this would work. I'm attuned.
Go to sleep.
I don't know
Right.
how you're going to achieve this, what with your condition. But I can probably
Hey.
give you one shoe.
Well, one's going to sleep. You should sleep off the stuff that you guys did tonight. Good job. So here's the thing, though.
Hang on, are you the sensible one? You are, aren't you?
No, the sensible one got drunk.
Oh. I feel kind of proud of that.
And your partner in crime has to play sober walker for now.
Oh. Because they spent
We
all night
take
on
the
the boat.
turns.
Yes, I know. You're all very
Exactly.
picky.
Yeah,
Look.
it's fair.
It's for
I'm the one saying that.
It's before dawn, right? You know what they say? The early bird catches the worm. I'm going to go and make some money by stealing milk. It's a foolproof plan.
Okay. I'll leave the door unlocked. Yeah.
So what precisely are you doing, Burbank?
Burbank doesn't know. He probably just like flies around for like half an hour or so, gets really bored, and then comes back quietly.
Okay. So you're gonna go fly around for a bit. Make me another Constitution saving throw. Because you are drunk
Oh,
and
Oh no, I'm not gonna be done for drunk flying, am I?
not necessarily, but I'm more thinking of the fact that you are drunk and you are shaking yourself up.
That's true. That is true.
Oh yeah.
Here. Ooh. Okay.
My perfect, pristine city.
Am I going to make the town a little dirtier?
Yeah, you are.
Oh no.
We just talked about this, Bobak.
At least it was impressive education.
The exact specifics of how you do so are entirely up to your imagination. But flying around after several hours of drinking does not end well for you.
I think a small section of the city may be affected by a severe and concentrated case of acid rain.
Stomach acid rain, to be specific.
So Burbank doesn't land.
No! No! No.
And yeah, then after your half an hour, you probably feel a little bit better now, to be perfectly honest. Unless you have a burning desire to go rob a bakery, you can go back to the Grundled Inn.
I don't remember. Did the Gruntled Inn say that they did breakfast?
They did say that they had a continental breakfast, yes.
Then I'm gonna go back. Nothing's better than free.
That's, yes. So, I'm gonna assume that Oxy is asleep at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I hope you took the key.
Oxy promised to leave it unlocked this time. Someone comes into that room before Burback does that isn't Burback, Cadence, or Cassandra. They're gonna get a very bad surprise.
Okay.
One of them is not a heavy sleeper.
So yeah, Burback, when you return, are you going to go to your room with Oxy, or are you sneaking back in on Cadence and Cassandra?
I'm sort of going to, perhaps hang my head in shame a little bit, really, because I haven't managed to make any money stealing milk at all. I didn't even see a milk float. I don't even know if they float. I don't know why they call them milk floats if they don't float. Anyway, I'm going to come up and I'm going to put myself... Do we have, like, an ensuite shower?
Sure.
Great. I'm just going to let myself into our room, see if Oxy's still awake, and then head into the shower.
Okay.
Which is where I'll still be when Oxy wakes up.
I was gonna say, fall asleep in the shower. All right, yeah.
Just sound of running water.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that Cassandra is the earliest riser the next morning.
Very likely.
Probably not as early as usual because of the interruption. But yes.
Ascension Stories, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome,
oh my
Raiders.
Gosh, hi.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
Yes, so Cassandra, what is your morning routine upon waking up and seeing, Cadence passed out on the floor?
Halfway in the doorway, mind.
Well, I think that probably the morning routine will differ slightly in that I will go and I'll put a blanket on top of Cadence. And then I will proceed to remove the hair curlers and get all, proper lady attired. I will probably, throughout the entire routine, have a few moments of, you know how when you spend all night studying and then you wake up and some of it's actually congealed in your brain, and she went to sleep reading. So yeah, she'll wake up and she'll do all that stuff and then, oh right, and then, take a note down here and there. And then she'll be ready.
Are you waking anyone up, or are you just gonna go down to breakfast?
I'm just gonna go down to breakfast. I feel like this is pretty typical. Like, they stay up late, I let them sleep in. When they wake up and they're all hungover, I make sure they're hydrated and I give them, toast.
I'm hydrated, all right, I tell you.
Hashtag Team Mom.
It's not my fault that alcohol is just so pure and, sterilizing.
I mean, not wrong. It is.
Yeah, so the continental breakfast downstairs is pretty nice. I mean, it's not like a 5-star restaurant or anything, but it is. There's traditional breakfast foods: eggs, bacon, toast, cold cuts. Sausages, muffins, other bread products.
I feel like Cassandra's
fruit.
definitely the type to like go for the muffin that looks like it's got the most whole grains, etc.
And does Cassandra drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay. One of the staff will bring you out a steaming mug of coffee for you to start your day.
I feel like this is pretty usual. I think she'll just continue taking case notes and thinking and waiting for everyone to filter down while she drinks coffee and waits.
How do the rest of you filter down, oh drunk ones?
Missing about a third of my height.
Does Oxy check in on Burback?
Yes, at some point, Oxy will check in on Burback, and it's just like under the water. Like, okay,
Burback's
turn
fully
the water
clothed.
off.
Fully clothed, sitting in the shower.
We've roomed so many times.
Very, very damp. Very, very damp.
Okay, in that case, then turn the water on cold. And wait a moment and see if he react. See if they react.
It's start to come round, yes. Oh. Oh no. Not the frost wheel, not again.
It's not just water. Off goes the water. Food?
Oh, good morning, Oxy.
Morning.
Food.
Food. Come on, we'll give you a helping hand down.
You seem shorter.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you decide to take us out on the town, huh? They're recovering.
Oh, fair enough.
We'll bring back food for them as well.
Okay.
Okay. Need a hand? Or two? To stand up?
Oh, I'm sopping wet.
Yes, you've been standing, sitting, sleeping in the shower for a while, I guess. You probably should at least change before we go get food.
I don't know what I've got. I usually just prestidigitate the same outfit over and over.
I mean, in this case, you can prestidigitate it and it'll still be even cleaner because you've let it, wash. Cadence will be so proud of you.
Can you dry things with prestidigitation?
I don't use prestidigitation.
You sounded so knowledgeable. Hang on a minute. I'll have a go.
There you go. Give it a try.
Read this here spell description. I can make it warm.
So warm and wet. In combination.
Warm and wet, yeah.
This isn't working. This isn't working at all.
Could make lots of little puffs of air.
Warm puffs of air. You're
every 6 seconds. What's the shittest hair? Is that hotel hairdryer? Can I borrow one of your jackets?
yeah. Yeah. I'll go grab one. You're not gonna be going naked underneath it, are you?
No.
Okay.
As soon as Oxy leaves, I'm gonna hurriedly, like, warm air, prestidigitate my trousers at least as much as possible.
I'd say you managed to take them from sopping wet to just unpleasantly damp, which might not be better.
It seals well though, so like you're very good at it not ever separating or anything. It seals very well. There's a large pockets scattered throughout its heights.
I'll put the jacket on over the top.
Good to go. All right, let's set your clothing to dry by the fire. All right, buddy. Okay, let's do that and go get food. I hate being the logical one.
For Mike and Oxy, I guess go downstairs.
Yep.
Cadence, how are you waking up?
I don't imagine I wake up in time for breakfast. I rolled a 9 on my constitution save, so I'm pretty sure I just sleep right through it. And we'll probably continue to sleep until someone wakes me up.
All right, in that case, Burback and Oxy, you emerge down into the buffet to see Cassandra already seated at a table, sipping a coffee, making notes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Cassandra.
Cassandra sets down her notebook. Come. And pushes a plate of toast and a cup of water towards you.
Oh, thank you. I'm famished.
That's for you. Oxy, how are you?
Good. Shorter, but good. They're recovering. We'll take food up to them later.
All right.
Also, maybe Cadence if Cadence hasn't shown up yet.
You know, I don't really remember the last bit, but I'm not as drunk as I think I should be, and I'm famished.
You still need to rehydrate.
I was flying around the city.
Yes, I'm sure you were. Every time we go through this, toast and water, and then discussion.
Oxy will go get an actual plate of breakfast and then a separate plate of like toast and a glass of water.
There's also like a plate that's just piled high with sausage and eggs.
That's delightful.
For Cadence when Cadence gets down.
Hey! Wonderful.
I sometimes like fungus with my breakfast, but I haven't got that much room.
Fungus among us?
Pretty.
I mean, I'm sure you're a fun guy, Burback, but that does not mold to me.
That mold joke was really out on a limb.
Well, I mean, sometimes you just gotta roll with it.
Cassandra is just sort of like surreptitiously like she's got a notebook and I'll just hold it up. She's like just like she's like you know, as if there was a list of puns that she has started to write down and she's just seeing if any of them are applicable to the situation, and they are not, and so she doesn't say anything.
We should move on though before she snaps at us.
I would not. No, everything's fine. I was eating, you know.
I was you were gonna say about the the stuff you've been reading, working on, and such. You're here. You had the book. You had.
Oh,
Let's not talk about alcohol
Especially-
right now, though. You'll set me off, and I don't want to be twiggered.
You would,
Well-
wouldn't you?
so that said, DM. Wonderful patient DM.
Yes.
An hour into the session, I will finally ask you a question.
By all means.
Did Cassandra read anything applicable, learn anything from these books that is useful?
That's a
Or-
great question. Roll me an investigation check, and you may do it with advantage since you spent all night.
That's a whole 15. Cool.
Okay. That is high enough to get you something. Two things, actually. So part of what you've been doing over the course of the evening is not only reading some of these supplementary texts that you saved from the stack of books that got sold back in the City of Brass, but you've also been sort of cross-checking them against Faden's journal and reading that a little bit more deeply to try to see if there's anything additional that can be gleaned from it. And you notice two things, really. The first thing is that you've heard a little bit from people here in the plains about the epicenter, the place where at the center of all of the elemental planes where all four planes interact, and that it is highly unstable and not a very safe place to go. And one of the books you read sort of expounds on that a little bit, and talks about how the fabric of the plains is thinner there, due to all of the chaotic, the chaos of all the different planes interacting, and things like fire and water that are in antithetical meeting. And cross-checking that with Faden's notes, you see that he's sketched a map of the plains, and the epicenter area is actually marked on this map. And he's written in a notation, and it took you a little while to decipher it. It was definitely in, wizards often write in different shorthands or code to prevent other people from reading their notes. It took you a little bit of time to work out and crack out what that was exactly. But the note basically says, best place to summon. Yeah. And so you go back to the books, and with this piece of information in your mind, looking for anything else, and you find in one of them, it's almost a book of fairy tales, essentially, that talks and that contains a telling of a creation myth that actually mentions the choir of elements and all four of these artifacts that Faden is pursuing to some degree. And this fairy tale specifically mentions that these artifacts and the powers in them can be used to summon very, very ancient elder elementals that are sort of the foundation of each of these planes, and that they sleep normally. And that these can be used to wake them up.
Okay. All right then. I was just cross-checking my spell list to make sure I didn't have anything useful for figuring out information. Although I did just read, which is something I forgot, that I can read all writing. So I'll know that going forward.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good thing to know.
I forgot that part. Okay. So then, yes, Oxy. Cassandra will, like, just plop 2 heavy books down in front of you and pull out some loose pieces of paper that have just, like, scribbling all over them. Are you sure you want me to get into this right now? Do you want me to wait until Burbeck has a bit more mental faculties?
I mean, the choice is yours. You're the one who was very kind enough to actually do this. So I suppose the question is, do we need to wait for the other 3 to be more here?
Look,
Mentally?
if you're waiting on me, there's no need. I can con my way out of a paper bag whether I'm drunk or not. Most people can't find, their arse of a compass, let alone...
Yes, but I
Figure
don't
out
know
con-
if you're going to be able to con your way out of the epicenter.
I'd be willing to bet.
Do you know what it is?
No.
All right then. And then Cassandra will proceed to just dump all of that just got told to us onto you, or that just got told to me by the DM onto all of you. Danger.
Oh.
I didn't get it.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. So this kind of bonkers.
Take the
Faden
wisdom, not the intelligence.
person is
Mhm.
going to go somewhere very dangerous and try to summon the elemental gods, I think. Or not gods, really, elemental elders. We're in trouble if this happens, and I think we need to make sure we stop him.
If it's very dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we just sabotage him?
Well, that's what we should do.
Right. I know the con already.
What is it?
Whatever magic item they need to traverse this dangerous place, I'll pretend to be a salesman what sells them one, and I'll sell them a fake. Then they'll just burn up or whatever whenever they get there. Easy.
Do we have to return this one to the dragon, to where we made the deal with, in order to release somebody's friend?
Maybe we can con the dragon too.
Actually, more like...
I mean, I imagine we all look very similar. We're all very small. We just find another one that looks somewhat the same.
I really don't think that's going to work that way, but I do think that your plan has a little bit of merit, at least the beginning part. If we can con him, convince.
That's what con means, yep.
Yes. Into thinking that we, or you, or somebody, are the magical purveyors of objects that he needs to summon these things, but that we have to go somewhere very specific to get them, and then we can lay a trap and tie him up or something. And bring him back, is the implication.
It's actually half true, isn't it? Because we genuinely are. We've opened up a business deal with that shop, a nice ring to it. Was that the name?
Yes, a nice ring to it.
In the fire plane.
But
We've still got all the documentation, in fact.
this is true.
True.
But I do think so. This is all well and good, and if we have the opportunity to sabotage, great. But you also have to remember, and I yank the feather out of the hat. We do have to go talk to these very, very important people, and maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should tell them what's going on. And since they're definitely more powerful than us, they might have an easier job of sabotaging him than a bunch of detectives.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I don't think that we're all very competent. You are all very good employees, and I value your input and judgment most of the time.
Okay,
But the wind
side
I
note.
think, are, here and where, yeah.
Side note, not what I was going to say, and I may forget what I was going to say because I'm still not quite with it, but I do enjoy, Cassandra, how you're really taking on this leadership thing, referring to us as employees now. That's just wonderful.
No, that was just part of it. It's a pep talk, you see, sort of.
Oh, don't be so modest. You got this.
You have my support all the way.
Ours too.
Anyway, what was I going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, the last big important person that we spoke to, the one that had sort of dominion over the city. Do you remember who it was?
The dragon.
What's to say these wind people are any different?
Well,
What
the
if they're
wind
in on
people
it?
Oh.
Do you trust them just because they're authorities? I don't trust anyone just because they're authorities. I had a cousin, his name was David. He was a policeman. He was bent as anything.
Well, we just won't give out all of the information that we have immediately. We'll just go and we'll see what they want and assess.
Sounds good. I guess we're gonna have to.
On the one hand, yes, no, we don't want very dangerous information to get into very untrustworthy people's hands. However, we really do not want the fate of all of the elemental planes and reality on our shoulders, because that's a terrible idea.
Better our shoulders than anyone else's.
Shoulders?
Thank you. Yes, that one.
Do you really think that we are capable of saving the world? That's preposterous.
Yes, that is
We're
preposterous.
just here to find my friend.
That is preposterous. You're right. And no, I don't think we're capable of saving the world, but I do think that we are capable, which is a lot more than I can say for a lot of people.
We are very capable, you are correct.
There you go then. I'm glad you agree.
Don't look at me. It sounds like we're gonna go meet with some people and then try and save the planes.
Let's just meet with the people and then assess. But we should also wait for Decadence and make sure she gets some food in her, because she probably isn't going to feel very good when she wakes up.
Yes. Actually, you know what? I got someone to go check on anyways, too. I'm gonna go check on them in Decadence. Alright. And Oxy goes upstairs to check on Decadence.
Still very much snoring.
Alright. What? I shouldn't grin. Let's wake you up then. Shaking you.
What's going on?
With forearms.
I feel like it's not so much the shake, but there's someone touching me and I'm immediately flown into awareness.
Hi.
Oh, God. One moment, please. I just need to, Right, then.
Nice.
Oh, what time is it? Prestidigitating myself.
Looks outside. Couldn't tell you for sure, but still morning as far as I know. So there's food downstairs. Cassandra gave us a whole big bunch of information that's really interesting to know about elemental gods and the ability to summon them, and yeah. We're gonna be having some conversation, I suppose. I was gonna collect the other part of me. And then we get to go, I guess, talk to the people for the feather that was in Cassandra's cap. The do you know them? The people in charge around here.
Right, the
them,
lesser
there.
deity people. Would you like help collecting the rest of you, as you so put it?
Sure. Gonna have the fun
Yes.
time of shaking them awake.
Perfect.
Okay.
That is one heck of a shake.
Yeah. And
I'll
Loxy
shake
is
the
awake.
devil out of you.
That is the same quality of strength that allowed you to rip open a portal between worlds.
Awake and now really shaken sober. Good, they're in the middle today.
Right, so ready to go down and eat some.
Certainly.
Right, shall we?
Let's go.
So we go downstairs.
During that little interval, as short as it was, I think back a bit. Yo, Cassandra, why did you spend so long looking at the at the box thing?
Nonsense.
I only got nonsense. What else did you say there?
It was also vaguely threatening. People leaving strange objects in your room.
It was a cat box.
And I know that that made a lot of sense to you, and I very much appreciate the thought and the wit that was put into this gift, offering, suggestion. What? Why don't we start over? Why don't you pretend that you're handing me the box right now, but actually admitting that it's from you?
All right. Did you keep hold of it then? Bring it with you, did you?
Odds, Cassandra did. Evens, Cassandra did not. Well, you know, the fight with the rock on the ship got very...
You
know,
left it on the
tense
ship,
and-
didn't you?
There was a lot going on.
Well, now you never know what I put in it next. Actually, that's kind of quite poetic, that. Even better. Alright, we'll leave it like that.
You didn't put a real cat in it, did you?
I guess you'll never know now. There's no way of
That's
breaking down the waveform.
No, did you have sending? We need to contact that ship's captain and make sure there's not a poor cat hanging around in a box.
Oh, it'll be fine, don't you worry.
I'm going to worry.
Well, there you go. I don't have sending anyway, do you?
Don't think so. I'll have to check D&D Beyond. We lost Cadence too, I think.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We're
working
stuck
on
in
some sort of
misbehaving.
software issue.
Yeah.
Do we want to give her a minute while Burback and Cassandra continue their conversation about the box?
Your thing.
You sure?
Our
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
screens are all janky.
Yeah.
We are having some technical difficulties.
Okay,
Your
that just makes the screens right. There we go.
sort of.
Give it time.
Ren is.
Give it time.
It's fine now. I'm in
Yay.
charge. Oh, no.
Thank you, Feels Timmy Man, for that subscription. You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice. Anyway, there's no need. Also, nope. There's no need to do any sending anyway. The waveform hasn't collapsed, so as far as you're concerned, there could be nothing in the box. No,
So was it a gift or a threat?
it wasn't a threat.
Advice.
It wasn't exactly a gift either, I don't suppose. I don't really know what category it falls under.
Philosophical lesson.
Not really. Token of faith, perhaps. you know, sort of like a "Do you trust me?" kind of box.
Well, that's a very, very complicated question. And oh, do I see Cadence?
Wow.
Hello.
Woo!
So I heard you had food and
Good
some.
morning. Yes, there's some eggs right here, and we can talk about anything about what we were talking about just now. And there's also some sausage and some rolls and some water.
Water is good, and you know, sausage rolls. I'm quite peckish. Sit
Thank
down,
you.
start to.
Thank you very much to SDG Interactive Publishers who have subscribed with Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime links to your Amazon, if you have Twitch links to your Amazon Prime account, you too have a free sub waiting for you, which you can spend here or on any other channel. And thank you, SDG Interactive Publishers, for spending it here. You have an advantage to give to a player of your choice.
So when were we planning to do this whole meet with the demigod sort of thing?
Sure,
I
everyone
don't trust them.
Doesn't mean we shouldn't meet with them.
Do you just
It's a
not
very
trust them
heavy
because
concept.
the authority figures?
I think I fancy a bagel.
Yes.
Cadence, you get both advantages from both subscribers.
Thank you so much. Hopefully that will keep my computer running and not decide to stop existing anymore. So we are still going to meet them though, aren't we? Are we not?
Yes. Yes, which is going
Yes.
to make sure that we're presentable and that we don't give away too much information.
So what are we telling them?
We don't need to tell them anything really. We can just walk in and say, "Why'd you give us this feather?"
Well,
What
what
do
if
you
they
want?
say, what if they say, why are you in the plane of air? Or so we heard that you have some business proposition going on in the fire world, the plane of fire.
I really think it all just kind of depends on what they ask us. If they ask us what we're doing here, we say, "Oh, we're missing a friend. We're looking for them." You know, give them just enough information that we're still saying the truth.
We could legitimately, like, they return with food. We could legitimately tell them that we have business here. I believe Oxy's still got all the paperwork.
That is true. But
Do
also,
have the copies.
at the same time, they did speak to me within my own head, and I cannot guarantee that they can't just see everything we're saying right now anyway.
Could make a magic circle around us and hopefully they couldn't get through it.
Okay, everyone, don't think about that embarrassing thing you did when you were 7.
I did nothing embarrassing when I was 7.
The same. I didn't really start embarrassing myself until I was about 13.
Don't think about that either then, I guess. Well, now they probably know that too.
Alright, well, everyone, make yourselves presentable. And we should go.
Ready when you are.
We're collected.
You all gather up your things and yourselves.
I'm gonna make
after
myself
your-
look a little bit more presentable, actually, ready for this meeting. I feel like I should look more like a businessman.
Right, so why are you wearing that coat?
Oxy lent it to me.
Are you chilly? I could warm you. Not, you know, with prestidigitation, of course.
I don't suppose you've got any spells that dry things out, do you, Cadence?
I have an unseen servant that could, you know, help bring it out and flap it over the fire. I can, of course, prestidigitate candles of fire underneath it.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go for my disguise kit anyway. Do I have a disguise kit? Hang on. Oh, bugger, I don't. I need to go shopping.
Like, do you want to... I have one. Do you want to borrow it?
I would love to borrow it. Yes, please.
All right, then. You can borrow our disguise kit.
And Burback's gonna go and make themselves look more presentable.
All right. So after Burback is done with that endeavor, the four of you head off toward the palace. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, seeing heads and nod.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get this beautiful view of the city, particularly for you, Cassandra, because you were in last night, whereas at this point, the other three have sort of been all over town. But it's really quite beautiful with the morning sun up in the air, little lazy clouds puffing around, and not like above you, but even just around you, right? As you float on this earth moat. And you all go over one of the many bridges that connects the various earth moats of Akka together to take you toward the one medium-sized earth moat that holds the entire palace complex. And you're not the only ones that are walking on the bridge or anything like that. I mean, it's definitely it looks like there's a lot of people that work here, or at least have business here to some degree. So you're able to follow the flow of traffic as you move across the bridge and essentially head to a receiving chamber of sorts inside this palace. It's a little bit like a less dispirited DMV, if that makes sense. So best analogy I can think of. Like, you're in like a waiting room where you basically have to take a number, but oh my god. What? Quick change. Yes, so you're in this room where you more or less have to take a number to speak to one of the clerks. But the mood in here isn't very dark. There's plenty of people just, talking, laughing. It doesn't have that soul-sucking quality that a DMV does. So you can pick a number and wait for your number to be called.
Cassandra, here you go.
Number.
What number? You are number, let's see, it's probably 10 in the morning. You are number 67.
What's the current number that they're waiting on? Or serving?
They actually seem to be quite efficient. So currently they are on 59. It's only about 8 numbers.
This place is so clean, so organized, and so efficient. I believe when I retire, it's going to be to this plane, to this city. It's like a dream up here.
Is there music? Is there like lobby music?
Yeah, there's like just gentle wafting music. And I would say that there is a live quartet probably in the corner providing this music for you. It's sort of and every time they finish a song, everyone in the waiting room lightly applauds. That sort of gentle clap. Yeah, exactly. And they'll bow a little bit, and then they start into a new song as you patiently wait for your number to be called.
So, who's going to be doing the talking for this one? I mean, they did talk to you, Cassandra.
Cassandra.
I think that's actually probably reasonable. just go in and ask them why they give me this feather. And don't, and I point at everyone, don't offer up any additional information that they don't need.
You know, I usually just stand there and look intimidating. I don't plan on speaking unless I have to.
Yes. Everyone should look intimidating. Maybe Burback, you look posh. Just, you know.
I'm working on it. Give me a minute.
All right.
Burback
help
still got
find
the
that?
disguise kit out in the waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Let me help you go back. It's quite easy to do that.
That's alright. I've got it. I'll do this one really quickly.
And just as Burback is finishing up, so there's actually like a bank of clerks here, so it's not just a single clerk. One of the clerks calls out, 67.
Oh,
That's us. That's us.
Handy. And
Thunder will stand up, fluff her cravat, straighten everything.
Take the disguise kit and just kind of hide it within the folds of the coat that Oxy's wearing to, like, just pass it in, close the coat, shuffle it around.
All right. And Cassandra will straight back, walk over. Yes, I am number 67.
And you can see it's an Eric Cochran woman with like beautiful wings. She says, and what business do you have today in the palace?
I'll pull out the feather and I'll say, I believe I have an appointment.
Her eyes get huge. And she will take the feather from you. And she says, she looks at it as almost as if she's verifying that this is in fact a real feather. And she says, why, yes, I believe you do. Are you ready?
I look back at Burback.
go for it. I'll be fine.
You're not going to come?
Oh, yeah. I'll right behind you.
Oh, all right. Yes, we are ready. Yes.
Yep, ready.
Right then. And she does something on her desk that you can't quite see, and a door opens directly into the waiting room. And there are these two very ceremonial looking guards with these beautiful long halberds and just like gorgeous, really intricately designed plate armor, helms over their heads. I mean, they look really official. And your clerk says, if you'll please follow them, and I will make sure that the Windukes know you've arrived.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good appointment.
And Cassandra will turn and follow.
They lead you into the palace, and you get not quite a tour, but you do get you travel through a variety of areas that definitely seem to be fairly well populated with different officials and government folks. So, at one point you move through a very beautiful portrait hall that's got all kinds of paintings and portraits hanging off the walls. And then you go through a really gorgeous garden that's open to the sky, and it's got topiaries and things like that are all exquisitely carved and done. Cadence, everything in here is pristine. You thought the city was pristine. This palace is spotless everywhere you go. And after about 10 minutes or so of this, of walking through this building, which is gigantic, following these two guards, you come to a room that is so it's about 100 feet across. So it's quite big, and it's got 2 colonnades running down either side. So almost making the sort of the central section with the 2 can't think of the word right now. I know one of them is a nave. My architecture instruction is failing me. But anyway, but you've got these colonnades sort of dividing the room into 3 areas, right? However, this room, first of all, there's no throne or any kind of seating or anything like that that you may or may not have been expecting. Second of all, there is no roof to this room at all. It is wide open to the sky. And thirdly, at the far end of the room, where a throne in most audience chambers probably would be, my God, you all look very dapper. Where a throne probably would be, there is instead a sheer drop off the side of the earth moat.
Oh.
And you can feel currents of wind moving in from all of this open space down into the more enclosed areas of the hall, so that there is a constant breeze circulating through this room. But there's no one here when you walk in. It's just you and these 2 guards, and they let you into the room, and they wait for you to go inside.
You'll walk inside.
Yep.
And then they shut the door behind you, leaving you alone in this room.
Cassandra is gonna stay, standing up as straight as she can, being patient.
I'd like to prep a casting of Magic Circle if I believe that we become aggressively targeted.
Okay. Magic Circle is a spell, I think, that takes 10 minutes to cast. So
it takes 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
But I don't feel like it would be. I feel like it would be a bit gauche to sort of cast it ahead of time. So, the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Want to look over this edge after a moment.
Yeah, you can walk over and take a look if you want.
Is it just air beneath it?
Just a sheer drop into, you can't see the bottom. You're not sure if there is a bottom.
Oxy, come here. This is quite quite lovely. Just don't topple over, but it just seems to stretch on further.
Yep, that's. I'm very curious if you fall off or jump off one of these moats, do you just go forever? Because it's the plane of air, right? It's not the plane of Earth. It's not the plane of landing. It's the plane of air.
I don't know. I don't particularly want to test the theory, but perhaps we could ask someone.
Yes. It's bound to have happened, right?
Probably. But I mean, probably only to visitors.
Well, just like in the fire plane, someone's actually born there, right? So what if people born here are warned, to just not go off the edge, or if there's safety measures, or if they get teleported?
I'm sure that most people born here are either air elementals, Aarakocra, Kenki, that sort of thing. Seems like most of the natural flyers. But perhaps there's a rescue squad that patrols the depths or something for fallen foreigners.
Claire's getting a little fidgety, so she'll just shout out to the room. Greetings and salutations. We have arrived.
There's a moment of quiet after you say that. You don't hear anything, and then for the first time, all four of you hear. It almost sounds like the wind itself speaking, and you just like a soft sighing breeze that rustles around the room and says, "Cassandra."
That would be present
Says,
here.
And then it says, "Welcome."
Thank you.
You still don't see anything.
We can all hear this.
You can all hear it.
The voice or just Cassandra responding?
No, the voice. You can all hear the
Oh.
voice speaking on the wind.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have come to you, and we do indeed feel welcomed. What can we do for you?
You hear what almost sounds like more than one voice actually now speaking. And one voice, the sort of sighing one that spoke before, says, "We wish to see you." And then this other one that's a little bit less like a breeze and more like a strong gust of wind says, "And to give you a warning."
Oh, well, you can't see me now.
The first one says, "Oh, but we can."
See the rest of
That's
us?
that's lovely to know. What is this warning?
Is there like a curtain or anything in this room?
Why would you be asking?
There is no curtain in this room. It's all beautiful white marble pillars and open sky.
Bobak's gonna walk around the room looking behind pillars.
You may absolutely do that. You round several pillars and see nothing. And so Cassandra, you asked what warning that they wanted to give you.
Yes, I'm happy to receive your words of warning, as I am new to this realm. It's very appreciated.
The gust-like one says, "You have very little time left." And the first one says, "The wizard you seek passed through here 2 days ago." And then a third one that you haven't heard speak before, which sounds more like not so much like the movement of the wind itself, but like more like the rustling of leaves in the wind, says, "And you know what he seeks."
Cassandra's gonna wait just like a beat. She's just sort of formulating wording in her head. I do. And what is your opinion on what he seeks?
The one that spoke most recently, the one that sounds like leaves, says, "He must be stopped."
Oh, good. Because it's very dangerous, it seems, and we would really like to, people who are considerably more powerful than us to know about this horrible thing that he wants to do. So I'm very glad that you know. And we're going to keep going on with our. I'm sure you have champions of your realm to send on this mission.
There's a sound of indulgent laughter, essentially, from all three gusts of wind. And then you hear the one that sounds like a proper gust say, "We have indeed chosen a champion."
Excellent. Well, best of luck to them, and thank you so much for the warning. And I think we'll be going now, right, my compatriots?
And you hear Cassandra, and this time the wind actually like whips up a little bit in the room, and you feel it stop you from trying to turn around or move away.
That's uncomfortable.
And like all of you to make a perception check for me.
Oh boy.
Oh, good guy. Oh, yikes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yikes. That tracks with Cassandra's just general intelligence.
Burback, you notice this first, which makes sense because you've been sort of peering around pillars, looking for something, right, that's speaking in this room.
Yes, I reckon kobolds. That's my guess.
You see, it reminds you a little bit of the air elemental that you fought back on the ship, but it has more of a shape to it. It has a very distinctly humanoid shape with great long wings stretching back off of it, but it's completely clear and translucent that alights on the open end of the room and starts walking directly toward Cassandra. And as it moves, it is getting more and more solid. You see color starting to appear on its features. Its skin is solidifying. The wings are becoming less air and more feather-like as it walks down the room. And at that point, the rest of you can see it as well, as it starts to...
Hello there.
Burback redirects their investigations towards looking for mirrors and maybe smoke.
I'm going to try to cast this subtly and not going to do a good job.
Okay.
I'm big. It happens.
Let me look here and see just what the effect on this is.
Elemental is what I will be targeting.
Okay. Can't willingly enter. So are you trying to drop this on the creature, or are you casting it?
Sort of around us, and if we're not all grouped together, definitely around Cassandra.
Okay. I think Burback is sort of off on his own looking for kobolds behind the screen.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
But I would say that unless Oxy has moved away, you ought to be able to get yourself and Cassandra and yes, you can get the three of you.
Okay.
Whatever it is, does not interfere with you casting the spell. It just keeps walking slowly in your direction, but it does seem very focused on Cassandra. And when it reaches the edge of the circle, it walks right over it.
Perfect.
Like it's not even there. You're not sure whether it just truly doesn't notice or whether it noticed and just doesn't care. Either way, steps right over it. And it walks right up to you, Cassandra, where you are sort of being held in place. But you feel your bonds loosen, and this creature holds out a hand, and you can see in it is what looks like a very small box. And it offers you the box. And you hear one of the voices say, we have chosen our champion.
His brows are just furrowed. You see, we're detectives. We fell into this because we're searching for somebody who was missing, and we're not champions.
There's another rustle of laughter through the room, and one of the voices says, you are precisely the kind of champion we like. And another one of the voices says, and we have given you such gifts.
Did you know that they're a con artist, and I'm just an emotional mess, and Decadence is a germaphobe. There's just a lot wrong with us.
Excuse me, I'm not just any con artist. I'm the best con artist in the plane so far.
Don't
Not a
make yourself sound better.
germaphobe. I just have an enthusiasm for clean things.
And Oxy is just, Oxy is too complicated.
Okay, I won't deny that. I won't deny that. There's a lot of complication going on here.
You hear the kind of tinkly laughter again, and the first voice, the one that's spoken to you the most, says, champions do not need to be perfect.
What? Just gonna turn and look at Decadence.
Oh, does the box say cat on it?
No, it does not.
Decadence will stride up and put a hand on Cassandra's shoulder and say, look, you have what's in you to be a champion. And
All right, hold on. We need to. We are a team, and we need to converse. Come in. Right back. I'm just gonna try to huddle us all behind my hat.
The creature, whatever it is that is standing there, just keeps its arm held out. It doesn't react at all as you all huddle up.
This is absurd.
why is it absurd? You're strong, you're powerful, you're brave.
No, you're right.
Smart.
It is absurd.
Stop
I
intimating me.
I can't
We're all
find them
in
anywhere.
this. We're all in this together.
Yes, and you're the champion chosen here. We're supporting you.
Burbaki, we couldn't find the gin either. Not from last night, from the ship.
Do you think-
Oh,
what-
sorry.
Do you think we can say
Jin, not
no?
Jin.
Do we think what now?
Do you think we can say no?
But they did say that they gave you a lot of power.
Look, personally, I'm quite excited by the prospect. I think we'll get to see things that other people don't get to. And I think who better to be chosen as the champion than the leader?
The nose just scrumples up.
Do you not want to at least look at what's in the box?
I do, I really do.
If they want it to be a surprise, it's going to be ruined.
At least it's probably not a cat.
I hate to point out a similarity in similes or metaphors, but opening that box over there, that box might very well be like opening a box that says, "Do you trust me?" We'll be taking on a lot of responsibility, won't we?
We're supposed to be on vacation.
You could always open
We
it.
haven't been on vacation since we arrived on vacation. We traversed into this after someone ripped open a door to follow a friend. Like we're not on vacation. We're helping here now, Cassandra. It's okay to not be on vacation at this time. We haven't been. It's all good.
I want the beach.
And as soon as you say that you want the beach, you hear one of the voices say, we can send you to a very nice beach after this.
Champion has perks.
Wait.
Another one of the voices says, we promise.
Insight. Are they full of crap?
I suddenly trust them less when they said I promise.
Right.
I mean, trusting some form of deity can only go well, right?
Totally.
I'd like to say in Primordial, are you elementals?
One of them will respond back to you in kind, and says, yes and no.
Right. Cassandra, I think you should do it. Look, we're already trying anyway, for starters, and for seconders, who's to say one of the other planes might not have other champions, so it's not like we'll be the only people going.
And almost certainly we don't have a choice. Probably, right?
Right. And whatever's in the box could be something incredibly helpful for doing that thing that you would like to do. Not the beach thing, the other thing.
The comment about we probably don't have a choice was said in the direction of the room and loud.
You don't get any response to that.
Take the box. All right. Is it a small box? I don't know. Right.
It is. It's a small box. It's about yay big. Yeah, even smaller than that, honestly.
Definitely not a cat in there.
You opened up. Yeah, probably more along the lines of what Scrat has.
Oh, you get another prop.
I don't have a box. Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yay.
You open it up, and it looks like a compass. And the needle is pointing off in a direction, and you have no idea what that means because you don't really know what north, south, east, and west means in these planes. But it is pointing steadily in a direction.
All right, then. Point taken.
And one of the first voice says, the box will be a help. It contains what you will need most.
All right, well, thank you. Don't suppose you can, give the rest of us the gift of flight or something, to get us through the plains.
You hear the laughter again, and the voice that sounds like leaves says, we can only interfere so much.
Right. Well,
And then
thank you.
one of the others, the one that sounds like a gust, says, the man you are seeking is pursuing the great whirlwind. The true cause of the whirlwind is kept secret for good reason, but you should know before you head out. The whirlwind is caused by the largest bird in existence, a creature known as Thunderbeak, which guards the breath of air. If he beats you, he will try to kill the bird and take the artifact.
All right then.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we'll be off then.
Do you know any fast flying ships?
Oxy, you hear by like a trio of gusts flutter through by all of your ears, like through your coat, and say, try the harbor.
Good nerd to ask.
Is it really a harbor though? Or is it an airport?
All right, so we go to the harbour. We find some unfortunate person who's willing to take us to the largest bird that's ever been in existence to protect it from a wizard who's bent on killing it. So that's about the summation.
If time's of the
That's what it sounds
essence, why bother finding someone? Why don't we just steal a fast boat? I'm sure we'll
Was
be
it-
pardoned, I say loudly.
There's no reaction.
Not sure how to drive an airship. Did you spend a lot of time with Euphoria?
I spent a lot of time learning how to fly a big ship, yes, and I'm sure a little boat would be easy.
Let's maybe sweet talk a captain into helping at least.
Yes, let's just get out of here.
Thank you for your assistance and for bestowing this great gift on us.
Yes, thank you, all that. Goodbye.
And as you're walking out, Cassandra, you feel the wind sort of flutter around you a little bit, and you hear, "We'll see you again."
Oh, you will. Leaves.
No, that's voice number 3. Leaves.
Did you know?
Cassandra's just indignant.
I couldn't see them anywhere in there.
That thing walked right through my magic circle, so it's nothing elemental.
It's all smoke and mirrors, isn't it? Somewhere in there's something hiding with a megaphone.
We didn't check over the edge.
I
Or
did.
Well, over the edge.
Oh, like, so it's perching like a bat on the underside, sort of.
Sort of, yes.
Could be. It's a good idea. I didn't
Could
think
be.
of that.
Yeah, man, it's. I sometimes am the one that has the good ideas. Thank you.
Right, well, this is all very stupid. Let's go
Why,
save
'cause
a
you-
bird.
Don't want to be the leader? You are. It's okay.
Cassandra just sighs and walks.
I do have a question. That's giving you power, and this may be a bit improper to ask, but where does your magic come from? I've never seen you study a spell book.
Were you talking to Cassandra before she walks away?
Yeah. Cadence will hustle up to her.
Well, I mean, for most of the time that you've known me, I have, natural magics. For hunting things down. There's, and then there's, books that have other types of magic that I've learned.
A simple
All right.
question.
Let's address it, shall we? Are you a warlock?
Yes, I am. All right. And she walks away.
So much easier when we get things out in the open, isn't it?
It's not exactly the proper way to do things. Got to be courteous and use a delicate touch, and now she's upset.
No, she's not upset.
But
She
you could
trusts me,
always
that's why she opened the box.
You also could now, like, kind of smooth it over by letting her know you need something of her so you can always track her, because that's a nice gesture.
Decadence turns an impossible shade of bronze. I don't know what silver looks like when you blush. I'm gonna say like a nice rose gold.
Yeah, so are you a creepy magician? And can I stalk you?
Those are definitely guaranteed to make Cassandra happy, for sure.
I think now's probably not the time to filter sulk. I think we should focus our efforts on getting that ship and getting out of here, unless anybody had something they needed to buy before we move on quickly from this beautiful place that's so clean.
Well, good to go. I guess we're gonna have to, because we gotta get the guy, right? Right?
Of course. He's 2 days ahead of us, so we better hurry.
Yeah. Let's go get us that ship. Let's go talk our way into a ship. I'm gonna have to switch people, aren't I?
No, I can usually get passage on a ship. I mean, I know these aren't air. I know these are airships and not water ships, but I still usually am able to find passage.
Oh,
For all of
good.
us.
To the harbor. The port.
Might be a bit difficult to actually find a fast ship, though. I still think we should just steal a speedboat, personally.
Well, let's see if we can find a fast ship that will give us passage, and if not, Cassandra and I will go busy ourselves somewhere else for a moment.
You all head down to the harbor, correct? Yeah. Yeah, so the guards can conduct you back out of the palace. Everyone is giving you a wide berth, or sort of like deferential treatment.
I am
because-
stomping my way down the hallway, though.
Yeah, you may not notice Cassandra, but I would say the rest of them do. That people are sort of averting their eyes and giving you a little extra room in the hallway. Because you just walked in and saw the Windukes with, like, no appointment, really. Like,
I had a feather.
yeah, you had a feather. And you just waltzed right in and talked to them and then waltzed right back out. Like, that's usually indicative of either someone very powerful or very important. So everyone is kind of giving you all the VIP, let's not bother them treatment as you leave.
I don't care. No, this one doesn't care. The one that does care can't see right now. It's all good.
That's wonderful.
You head down from the palace back to the docks or the harbor or the airport, whatever you want to call it. The place where all of the ships dock in the harbor. So you've got some options here depending on what you want to do. Burbeck, there's lots of a lot of these ships are being loaded up with cargo. And so they've got, like, crews bustling around. There is a harbor master's office. You can see a sign for, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll go to the harbour master's office.
Okay.
Oh, who's in? Hello?
Come in.
Hello? You're right.
What do you mean, am I right?
friendly greeting. That's all. Look, I'm here looking for a ship. I am. I want a fast ship. One that goes blooming fast. I tell you.
And you're just looking for passage on the ship?
No, we can work. Half of
But-
us can anyway.
The harbor master kind of sizes you up and says, "Well, where are you going?"
Good question. We might actually want to commandeer a ship. You see, we've just come from the Windukes. They want us to go into a very important mission over in this dangerous place where the breath of air is. So I can't really tell you exactly where I'm going. And really probably shouldn't take the other parts of the crew either. If you got a small boat, one that'll handle, 3 to 5 people, and a bloody fast one at that.
The harbor master just gives you kind of a funny look, and then gets up from his desk and says, "Follow me, if you would." And steps
Hang on a
outside.
minute. Hang on, before you go, I've fallen for this trick before. We're not going down a dark alley or something, are we?
No, just down the dock.
Oh, alright then. And I will emerge with the harbour master.
The harbor master heads off down the dock side and stops at a quay that has a small ship tied up. This ship is flying, but it does not have a balloon the same way the one that you rode here did. And it's not very big. It could hold a couple people, but it's probably not going to be able to. It's not really like a ship you could run cargo on or anything like that. And it's completely empty. There's no one on it. The harbor master turns to you and says, "You said the Wind Duke sent you, right?"
And I'm like waving at Cassandra. Yes, they did. Yes.
Sandra is holding the compass and is kind of like turning and seeing what direction it turns when she turns.
It is pointing directly at the boat.
Yes, I think that'll work.
The harbor master says, "Right. I kind of figured something was up when this ship turned up at the dock overnight with nobody on board."
This is our ship.
You're putting us on a ghost ship. Got it.
That's exactly what I thought. I don't want a haunted.
It'll
No,
be
it's not
fine.
ghosts.
All ships are a little bit haunted.
Can you?
There's no ghosts.
I mean, we literally just came from people who speak on the breeze and don't show themselves. I mean, bit hard to believe, really, isn't it?
Says the Wind Dukes aren't ghosts. It's a completely different thing.
How do you know?
I know.
Off
I
you
see
go.
them around here at festival times.
Gods are not ghosts, and the dukes are sort of gods, and this is a ship, which is better than we have now. I think we should just sort of say thank you and get on the ship.
Your friend gets it.
You're
Thank
not,
you. Let's get on, Nika.
you don't look a dragon in the mouth. You just accept the kindness it shows you and move on with your life.
Look, can you sail a ship?
Very well, thank you.
Well, then you should be fine. This isn't a very big ship. You can manage.
Thank you very much. Been very helpful.
Well,
I'll put in
you
a good
guys
word
can
for you.
love that. What?
I'll put in a good word for you.
Thank you. He just sort of shakes his head and then says, "Have a good trip, I suppose, wherever it is that you're going."
Thank you.
All right.
I'll get on the ship.
Cassandra,
Continue playing with the compass.
Yeah, as I say, when you get on the ship, the compass needle spins around several times, like in a full and complete circle, and then it stops, pointing off into the distance somewhere. Completely different direction.
All right, we gotta go that way.
Okay.
But back, how do we go that way?
Little ship like this, don't worry about it too much. Just, I could probably do most of it. Is the harbor master well out of earshot?
Yes.
Now I know how to move a water vehicle. Hopefully it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh god. But look, if you need any help, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
I'm sure we'll be all right. And-
Lowering the mainsail or rudder adjustments.
Does this thing have sails or does it just have like foils?
It has sails. Yeah.
Because then it should be easy. I start. Oh, it does have sails and stuff, so it's quite big. Damn.
I mean, it doesn't have like multiple sails, but it has a sail, right?
Single sail jobby. All right. The main thing you three just need to do is watch out for the boom arm swinging. This is the boom arm. When it swings, you duck. Otherwise, you go off the side.
Gotcha.
Great big headache in the morning.
Yep. I hear you. Okay.
Somebody scamper up there and be the watch nest person.
Probably a bit small for that, honestly, Cadence. You can just sit at the prow.
Not me, I can't see very well.
I'll go to the front. I've got the compass. So Cassandra will go to the very front of the ship and just hold the compass out. And we'll just, for the benefit of all of them, just like point in the direction that the compass is saying to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and
Onward.
let up the sail and away we go.
Follow that trail.
I'm trying to think what would be an appropriate.
I mean, I have water vehicles, which is wisdom based.
Okay. So you said you have proficiency with water vehicles?
I do.
Okay. So let's do this. Give me a survival check, which is wisdom based, and you can have advantage and add your proficiency. Oh yeah.
Huzzah.
Yeah, no, you've got this.
Just like a schooner.
Yeah. No problem.
What?
Type of boat.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, you have no problem getting everything in ship shape and casting off from the dock, I'm guessing? Yeah.
Full speed ahead. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. You're able to, there are, the air here is quite breezy. Perhaps not surprisingly, since this is the plane of air, it would be kind of silly if there was no wind. So you're able to get the ship up to a pretty good speed. Since you're moving along pretty good clip as far as you can tell, as you're sort of passing other Earth motes and leaving Akka behind you.
Real good. Directioneer. What's the word I'm looking for? Navigator.
Navigator.
Well, how long do you reckon it'll take? We didn't bring any supplies or anything, so let's hope it's not too long, eh?
we brought what we already had.
Not
which is
everything we
some
already
stuff.
had.
Yeah.
Right, so we have some source of sustenance, and you can always flavor it to be a bit better than it naturally is.
Yeah, we got this.
Your ship is
Got
very
this.
clean.
I suppose that's the problem with them flying in the air, isn't it? You don't get any of the salt or muck from the ocean coming up. It's quite boring, really, isn't it? Hardly even need to get any of it to like scrub anything down. Doesn't feel like a real ship almost.
Cadence sorts through the fog of last night to something naggingly familiar about this train of logic, but she can't quite pin it.
Is the compass doing anything strange, or is it just continuing to like?
It's just continuing to it moves a little bit every now and then, so you kind of have to adjust the heading. So yeah, you do kind of have to keep an eye on it. But always what you want to hear your TM say. Cassandra, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No, never. Have to go tab back over to that. All right. 14.
Okay. So as you're, sitting there with the compass, keeping an eye on the header, you feel you get a really unpleasant situation, like feeling almost as if someone has like reached down into your chest and touched a live wire to your heart. It's not pleasant in any sense. And you actually pass out.
Do I drop the compass?
Yeah, onto the deck. It's not going off the edge or anything like that. Yeah, no.
Cassandra. Oh crap.
Oh, maybe we're low on, like, I don't know, air or something.
Rush over and sort of do the things.
Yeah. You being a paladin, you've got this. You can absolutely go over there and sort of you don't even really, she's okay. She's stable. Her heart's beating. Everything's fine except for the part where she passed out. And you're able to, if you have a medicine kit or something like that, get out like some smelling salts or something and
And a herbalism kit.
wake her back up.
Means I can make smells happen, so prestidigitate smelling salt smell.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm a jack of many trades, and all of them fall under prestidigitation. Cassandra.
Ow! What? I think we're under attack. I think maybe. Did I get?
You seem to
Ow.
have swooned.
I don't know what happened.
Cassandra, as you're sitting there in the aftermath of this, kind of regaining consciousness and getting away and coming back to wakefulness, you realize that there is knowledge of 2 spells in your brain that you did not have previously. One of them is fly. And one of them is windwalk. And you have gained the capability to cast windwalk at its normal level once per day, and fly at 6th level once per day.
That's pretty freaking fantastic.
I could that have been done without knocking me out?
Who are you talking to? Are they talking to you again?
No, sort of. Where's the compass?
Just over there, I think.
Just scramble up, get the compass back out. Now, where were we?
From the tiller. Don't you worry, Cassandra. My lips are locked, sealed about your secret. That's a warlock joke.
I don't think that was the warlock thing, because that stuff just, sort of appears in books. This, the wind feather blokes.
You just signed up to another patron.
I think accidentally, kind of. I don't know.
They can't possibly
Figure
be
it out
upset
later.
if the patron picks you.
I don't know how it works.
Maybe they just give you a taster first, and then they come back in with I don't know, some sort of pact later, at 3rd level or something.
I've not signed anything. Let's go.
Just don't eat anything they give you. That's another thing.
Cassandra is no longer participating in this conversation. She's just holding the compass out.
It's okay. They're there.
Yeah, so you've got some time on this ship if there's anything that you want to do with a little bit of downtime as the ship flies towards your destination.
Rest outside of the coat.
Wait, what?
Have a rest and I'm not being in the coat.
Prestidigitate Oxy's coat clean.
Hey.
Seems legit. Burback, are you still dressed fancily?
Well, I didn't get changed, did I? So I guess I am, yes.
I think
Burback,
it's best
did you
as-
have any sort of laundry you needed me to do also?
Thank you, Cadence.
Of
We
course.
love you.
Used to be my job after all.
Yeah, we were in there for an uncomfortable long time at times.
I think as best as Cassandra can with all the wind, she is going to try to consolidate notes about what the Wind Duke said, etc., into a book.
Sure. You can absolutely do that. We can do that. No,
Long DM pause.
yes,
Scary.
long,
Yeah.
ominous, scary DM pause.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll hold on.
I think also probably the things that they were saying about the warlock thing probably are stressing her out a little bit because she doesn't have a firm understanding precisely of what promises exactly she's made to the book patron thing. So I think that probably she's also gonna kind of like silently not apologize, just like, this wasn't my choice, please don't be angry. She might even like write that in to the book, like.
So you're just like writing, "This wasn't my choice, please don't be angry," into the book?
Yeah, she just doesn't want the book angry at her, you know? Warlock stuff.
The text that you write in the book disappears. This is very like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I just realized that, yeah.
Yep,
It's fine.
And reforms into letters that say, "Why would we be angry with you?"
You know, good. Great.
Yeah.
So, the better part of the day, really, is going to go by on this ship as you are all following Cassandra's compass. And you get to watch the sunset out over all of these earth modes. It's really quite beautiful. Bit weird because there's no real proper ground. It just sort of, dims to a red glow and then just kind of vanishes. But pretty. And
very lovely.
Yes. And the night here is equally lovely, especially being away from Akka with all the stars visible, none of which you really recognize. But they're still pretty. Around an hour or so after sunset, you can feel the wind start to pick up. And it is noticeable that the sort of strong, but not like, kind of average wind that you'd been using to power your ship is now become almost gale force in nature.
Oxy, you might want to pull yourself back together a little bit. I think that we might be encountering something.
Okay, will do. Let's do so. Thank you.
How about do you need me to batten anything?
It's more for cannon ships, really, battening. I tell you what, if it's looking like it's gonna get a bit blowy, let the sail down, will you? And we'll coast in.
All right. Like this?
Close enough.
All right.
It'll do.
Burback, can you make me another check to handle the ship, please?
Certainly can. Much worse.
Can I roll an assist?
Yes, you may roll an assist. You will probably not have your proficiency bonus.
It's just a wisdom.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, Burback, with Cadence's help, you are able to get everything re-rigged so that the ship is not in any danger of anything untoward happening because the wind is picking up.
Trying to figure it out, actually. Do they have oars? How do you do this without the water? Look for a propeller or something, I suppose.
And even with the sail kind of folded up and out of the way, the ship is still being propelled by the strength of the air. In this particular section of the plane, I would like you all to make me a perception check.
Great.
Woo! 25.
That's
Whoa.
Gonna wait. Sorry. 3. I have to practice my ASL anyways, so.
Yeah, Oxy, I think you're probably a little bit preoccupied putting yourself back together. But the rest of you get a glimpse of this. You're still pretty far off, but you can see in the distance a massive cyclone. The largest one you've ever seen. I don't know if any of your characters have ever seen a tornado before, but if you have, it looks like a tornado, but a lot bigger. A lot bigger, even at a distance.
All right, so how exactly are we supposed to be helping this thing? Does it know we're coming to help it, or is it just going to try to kill us too?
Well, let's try talking to it, or rather, let's try having Cassandra talk to it, them, and we'll just prepare for the worst case scenario. That sound about right?
Sounds about normal.
You are,
As
here
Ryan
on behalf of the
continues
Dukes.
Looking up the Windwalk and the Fly spell, because I have no way of actually putting those into my character sheets.
Oh.
And I can't find my book.
Cadence, because you had the highest check, you can see that. Okay, well, two things really. So everyone who noticed the cyclone, you can see that there is a storm gathered around it. That it is not just wind itself. There are clouds over there, what looks like rain and lightning and thunder. Cadence, you in particular can hear what sounds like a male voice shouting words into the wind from that direction. Can't tell what is being said, but you can definitely hear a voice.
Nobody else hear that? Sounds like a man or a male sort of voice. I don't know if this is a creature that can speak, but definitely there, like around the storm.
Nope, don't hear it. Do not hear.
Probably the wizard, so I say going fully ablaze. Is that what they say?
Is fiddling with stuff, looking through her pouches, and then realizes and pulls off her hat, yanks a feather out of it, puts the hat back on, and starts casting a spell. I'm gonna cast Fly on all four of us.
Okay.
The material component was a feather.
Yep. Which you have.
And I can apparently cast it on. Oh, that's complicated. I can cast it on Birdback, cast it on Cadence, and myself, and one other creature.
You don't need to worry about me. I've got boots.
And 2 other creatures.
We'll hold up the third.
Yeah. Go for head and feet.
Boop, 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 boop.
We'll make it work.
All right. Yeah, you can cast fly. You're still a little ways out from this cycle.
Oh, I thought it was like imminent. Okay, I'm getting ready to cast it.
Yeah, that's fine. You can get ready to cast. Yeah, you're still probably a good like 2 miles away.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait because it only lasts 10 minutes.
But it is incredibly large, so it's easy to see from this distance.
Alright, so get ready for a fight when we get there. Because I think he's already there.
Right. I mean, yeah. Cassandra gets ready to cast that. That's how she gets ready.
Okay. So the ship draws a little bit closer, being rocked by this by all these gusts of wind. And as you draw nearer, you're able to see a little bit better what's going on with this cyclone. You can actually no. You can hear it. So you can hear the beating of gigantic wings, almost like a heartbeat, but to the point where it, like, you know how you go to a concert and when the music is really, really loud, you can sort of feel your heart juddering in your chest. The sound of these wings flapping is like that. The actual sound of it. As you get closer to, you can hear this voice that Cadence noticed first. It's still not enough really to make out words, but you can definitely, it is definitely a man's voice. And if you had to guess, probably a younger man's voice. But you still can't see anything because the cyclone itself is blocking your way. Whatever is going on, it's happening inside the whirlwind.
I don't like that.
Right now, your ship is headed directly toward it.
Oh boy. That's
Are you gonna break our ship?
that's where we have to go though, isn't it? That's where we have to go though.
Your compass is pointing, by the way, Cassandra, your compass is pointing directly at the whirlwind.
Got to go in there.
All right. Ropes, anyone secure down?
I don't know if we really want to secure down. I'm going to cast a spell on you all. I will explain later why I know how, but I can make everyone fly. But only for a little bit.
Is it
Alright.
strong enough to fly through this?
Actually, that's a good idea. We might want to wait until we just plow through it with the ship, maybe? I don't know.
I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Good.
It's all right. We got this.
Alright, yeah. Cassandra will find a rope and tie herself to something.
So you're all strapping in.
Cadence, let's go mad. Let up the sail again.
Right.
I want to build up speed.
Try to steady it so that it's catching at the right angle.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, go ahead and make me another handling check for the ship.
Actually, Cadence, do you know the mending spell?
No, that's you.
Come over here and grab the tiller. I'm gonna go get on the sail.
Alright. Not very good at this, but alright.
I'm gonna let Cadence direct the ship whilst I repeatedly cast mending every 6 seconds on the sail, trying to keep it intact.
I'm gonna pocket the compass since it seems like we know what we're doing.
Going
It's a
to
good
use an
thing we didn't-
advantage.
That seems like a good idea.
Yep, that definitely seems like a good idea.
It's a good thing we didn't have to put down a sort of deposit on this ship, right?
Oh. What?
Ooh.
You use advantage though, right?
I did, but...
Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's not a one.
I
but
know,
it's
it's just like,
an
yeah.
eight.
Can I assist directing the sail as I am?
Burback, you can make a check if you'd like. But you can't assist Cadence because Cadence already had advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
So you set everything up and start to pick up speed as you head directly toward this giant cyclone. Okay. Did everyone tie themselves down on the ship?
We just changed positions. I don't know that we would have.
Okay. Then I would like you both to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god, dexterity, my favorite. Get to
All
plus
day,
0.
every day.
Just taking the steering wheel off with me as I flap around the cabin.
Yeah, Burback, you are absolutely fine. Cadence, you have a really terrifying moment where you think you're going over the side of the ship. Like the wind just catches you at the right angle, and particularly as the ship itself hits the cyclone, and there is just the whole ship just shudders underneath you as it takes like you see like a couple of planks get ripped right off the ship and sent flying, essentially. But you are able to hang on, perhaps to the wheel, if that is where you are currently at, which prevents you from actually falling off. As you hit the cyclone, the whole ship sort of tilts precariously as it's drawn into this current of winds. A couple of things, slide down the side of the deck, and then like barrels or crates just slide down and right off the side. But you all manage to hold on as almost like it's a barrier of some kind. The ship rides into the current of the cyclone. You have a scary 30 seconds, probably feels like a real long time as you're actually within the cyclone itself. And the roar of the wind is so loud that you can't hear anything else. There is lightning that a couple of times passes so close to the ship that for a moment you're afraid you've actually been struck, but either you are extremely lucky or the ship has been warded somehow by the wind dukes, or maybe some combination of the two, because you are not struck and the ship does not get destroyed. And after that 30 seconds or so passes, the ship re-emerges on the other side of the cyclone. and it's a little bit battered, but still flying. On the inside, it's sort of like a hurricane. You know, the eye of the hurricane is calm. The interior of this storm is calm as well, ish. At least as far as the wind goes. Anyway. But
Calm is relative. Calm is relative.
But slightly above you, actually. And by slightly, I mean like a couple good 100 feet. You've definitely come out pretty far enough below that you maybe were not noticed. You can see that the windows were not lying. This is the largest bird you have ever seen in your life. Easily, like, in terms of D&D size classes, this is gargantuan or up. Like, absolutely massive. It is a gorgeous bird with black feathers that are so dark they're almost blue. And with every flap of its wings, you can actually see the storm around you react. The lightning crackles again. And it would be really beautiful if it weren't for the fact that the bird is currently fighting for its life. There is, you can just barely see another ship that is, you know, the angle is sort of rough to see exactly who or what is on it. But as you are watching all of this from down below, you actually can see one of the lightning bolts called out from the cyclone itself to strike the bird. And the bird lets out a loud shrieking cry. And the bird tries to get its talons onto the ship, but the ship is pretty small. It's not that much bigger than yours, and maneuvers away before the bird can latch onto it.
So that's why we roll initiative.
Where I cast fly. Boop, 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 boop.
So yes, you can cast fly for sure.
Boop,
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 boop.
yes.
Boop, boop,
Boop,
fly.
boop, fly.
This is where we'll roll initiative. Would you like to roll initiative now, or would you like to roll initiative next week?
We should do it now. We should do it now. This is terrible. Wonderful.
Can I roll my initiative with an advantage?
Yes, if you would like to, you can roll your initiative.
Gotta save the bird's life.
Oh no, Cassandra!
Well,
Fine. You're all very competent, and I cast fly already.
someone in chat wants to give the bird advantage on initiative. Since chat has given me 2 advantages today, I would like to gift an advantage to the bird's initiative. Can I do that? Is that
Yes,
allowed?
you may absolutely give the bird advantage. Thunderbeak thanks you.
Good. I hear you, chat. I see you.
Gonna save this bird, guys. All right, so that was a 15 for Burback, a 13 for Cadence, a 4 for Cassandra, and gosh, 22 for Oxy. Wow.
Look, we have to save this bird. It is
Yes.
on brand.
Well, we are, I don't want to get us into this with only 10 minutes left. So I guess we will stop here unless there is anything else you want to do before we jump directly into combat.
Loud internal screaming.
Yeah, I'm about to
there's
just Superman up there and try to save this poor fella.
That's awfully large.
I got some
I
heals.
can't sit around.
Just lay hands on.
I'm
Tell
very
me.
thankful that is not the enemy.
I don't know that.
No.
It could all be
Yeah, I
enemies,
mean-
really.
Yeah.
It
You guys
doesn't
will
know
find
us. It doesn't know us from a snack, so
Not helping.
Snack with 2 C's.
the
I'm
last
not
thing
even
I will
size
say,
appetizer.
the last thing I will say before we conclude, Cassandra, as you are looking up at this, you feel something shift in your hands. And when you look down, the box is the compass is no longer a compass. It's a set of shackles.
I don't have a fizz wrap for that, so.
But that is it. That is where we will stop. So next week we will pick up with you all trying to save the bird.
Well, thank you for a wonderful session, Danielle. We do have credit outros, so I implore you to check out all the information that you see there. Go and check out all of these wonderful people on Twitter. You can see their handles above their heads and see all the other things they do in the credits, which will be rolling very shortly. Also, check out our social links. Check out our sponsors, The Deck of Many. That's not how you spell many. The Deck of Many, who made the Deck of Many Things, and The Deck of Many Animated Spell Cards, which I implore you to go and check out. And also check out Mage Hand Press, who make alternate content for 5e. We're very grateful to both of them to make this all possible. Yeah, we will be back at the same time next week with more Choir of Elements, where we will be, saving the burb. We will also be back in around 35 minutes with Apotheosis. So we look forward to seeing you on both those occasions. Keep on evoking emotions, and we'll see you later on. Bye.